Hello, SEEfest. My name's Tudor, and I'm here with the crew of Small Talk with the Bad Man, the short film from Greece that is going to play into the SEEfest lineup. And I'm here with Nikos and Meni, who are the co-directors of the short film, and then Dimitra, who is the co-writer and producer of this wonderful short film that we have. And I just want to congratulate you guys on making this. And it seems it's been a very a, the fruit of a very good collaboration. I just want to ask you how did you come up with this idea? I mean, we have two co-directors here, one writer, one co-writer. How did it all come together? How did you? And it seems maybe you can talk about how comic books how that impacted you, and basically what made you come up with this idea, this concept.
Well, actually, this idea, it was Anna Maria's idea, my co-writers. Mm-hmm. She actually came up with this idea on our sophomore year of the university that we go in. We all go to the same university. Mm-hmm. And everyone loved it when she read it aloud in the class. And she's a big comic book fan, and so am I. And since everyone loved the idea, we knew that we wanted to make this movie someday, but we felt like we didn't have the skills yet. So we just waited until a few years later that we approached our directors and the rest of the team. We formed a very nice team, which they are so everyone's so good at their job, and we're such good friends now. And that's the origin of Small Talk with the Bad Man.
Great.
So, go ahead. So how was, I mean, I grew up in Romania, and I remember comic books were kind of just cartoons, were just kind of starting to show on TV, and it was kind of a big deal, but not much. When I came to the US, I learned it was a whole universe of comic book people. How did you experience comic books in Greece? How did that come to you? How did you grow up with them? How did that impact you?
Well, personally, I grew up reading comic books, but mostly not actually superhero comic books. I started reading and watching superhero movies when I was 10 years old. But when I was younger, I mostly read other stuff. But it's not, you're right, it's not a very big thing here in Greece either, comic books. But I love that lately they're starting to gain more following.
It's I'm just gonna jump into the film. I mean, one of the things I like about it is and I don't know how you came with it, but like I like this idea, like the hero when he gets in the car to get the hero, the thief who becomes kind of a hero in the end, who gets in the car, he's already looking for a job, so there's already something in him that has changed, and he goes through this experience that changes him. But what I love about it is that it's not a whole 180-degree change, is that he's already looking for a job, he's already ready for change. I wonder how was that something, how you came up with that, how that came about.
That's exactly what we loved writing it, and that was a selling point for our directors as well. Yeah, we love that moral ambiguity of this character, and writing it was something. And that's exactly what both Nikos and Meni actually mentioned, that that was the reason that I wanted to do that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And sorry, personally, this was one of the reasons I really loved the story, but not only because of Panos' chains, but because of the fact that Sophia, a little girl, normalized the act of violence that she observes inside her house, and so she at Panos the hero that she always wanted, and Panos see at her the opportunity to change. So this one is a point in the script that's extremely good for me.
Yeah. Personally, when I read the script, the fact that it really fascinates me and inspired me is that under the surface of that comical situation, the meeting of a thief with a 9-year-old girl who believes he's Batman, there is something darker under this, and something more serious at stake. I love that this illegal guy come across with an ethical dilemma about helping this girl, and with his sense of justice, he chooses to do something. He acts. He doesn't overpass it. He's doing something about to help this girl.
Oh, and it's and I like it that when he does help, his mask is off. When he does in the last part, his mask is off, and he's kind of truly who he is. And I thought that was an interesting. Because did you ever have conversations that maybe he should have a mask at the end, kind of like be real Batman, or just be himself as a?
I think we only talked about this once, I think, and we said he's not gonna be wearing a mask, right? And we're like, yeah, of course. It was pretty clear to us.
At the last scene too, where the little girl recognizes him without his mask.
Mm-hmm. Right at the end, where they have to, they just say each other bye with the flashlights, and kind of becomes their code. Nikos and Meni, how was it being co-directors? I mean, it's such a rare thing. Everybody likes to be their own creator and filmmaker, but you guys teamed up. How was that process?
Nico, do you mind if I start this?
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. So it's actually funny, the fact that me and Nikos before the shooting were not close, we're not friends, but we were both so excited about making this story. And after a lot of discussion, we came up this idea as co-directing. And it was a big challenge for us because we weren't connected, but through the whole process, we became very close. We were together literally all the time. We spent 3 months together, doing anything together, and acting like one person. And actually, it came pretty good. We are more than happy the results that we came with. I'm super glad that I co-directed this movie with Nikos. I learned a lot from him. And I mean, it's difficult co-directing, of course, but it was great with Nikos. I have no regrets about it.
Nikos, do you have regrets, Nikos?
No, not at all. It was really fun working with Μένη, and it was fun, and it was a little bit exhausting at the same time, because for every choice we have to make, we're making a meeting to do this or that, or we have to discuss everything. But we have great collaboration.
And you said you worked for 3 months on it. Was that? Tell us a little bit about that process. So it seems like you rehearsed for 3 months. How long was the actual shoot? See if you can talk about that. Some of those challenges.
The shooting was not 3 months. It was only 5 days. But we were preparing for the whole process 3 or 5 months, I think.
More.
And we were searching. We're doing the casting. We were searching for the car, the house. We were taking serious decisions with Nikos for all these things.
Right. And who? So when you're on set and you have a co-director, who calls action? Who calls cut? How did you guys settle on that?
We did it together.
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
It was action.
It was one of us was saying action and the other was saying stop.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
And was it So did you do this through a school, or how did the part of the financing come together? Was it from private? How did that happen?
I think Dim, the expert of it.
Yeah, me and my co-producer handled the organizing and most of the financing. Actually, this project came to be it started as a school project because there is in the fourth year of our university, we go to the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki Film Department, by the way. That's where we all met. And in the fourth year, there's a project that we all have to do. It's our first professional movie, the most professional work we have done so far. And it's a big thing for everyone. So we had the guidance of our professor, Mr. Kefalas, who is a producer, and the final script was edited by Mr. Iosfelis, our screenwriting teacher. So we had a lot of help from them. But then the financing, we were pretty much self-financed. There is a tradition that when we get to this first professional project in our school, we organize a party. And at a bar, and at this party everyone comes to chip in something, and even strangers. Even we run a really big campaign for this party on our social media, but also in real life, because we started posting posters all over the city and on campus and everywhere. We wanted to get as many people as possible there, and it went really well. We had a great time, but we also 80% of our budget came from that party. And the rest came from little businesses that we asked for their support, and they gave it to us, and here we are.
Oh, awesome. That's great. That's a big story behind how things get made. I mean,
yeah. We are in Greece.
Yeah. So we kind of touched on casting a little bit. Was it hard finding the actors, and what about the little girl? I mean, I just thought she was so sweet and natural. Was that hard to find? Nikos Meni, was that hard to find the girl?
It was really hard to find. We cast a lot of girls, and the collaboration with a kid for the main role was something that somehow stressed us in the pre-production. But when we met Sofia Guglielmo, who plays the little Ellie, we can professionally. At the casting and at the rehearsals, we work with some simple improvisation and improvisation techniques and acts, and we realized that this is very natural, and he knows how to stop in her marks naturally. He can be really emotional again and again without stopping, or she can follow instruction without interrupting her performance.
Right.
It was something that we didn't expect from Sofia, and it's something that we're very happy to find. We're very lucky.
Of course, our protagonist Panos, who's played by Christos Chavos, was really helpful about this because we have worked with kids before, and he and Sofia had a great relationship together. They were so close from the first rehearsal, and we were so lucky to have them both. They are so talented, both of them. Especially Christos Chavos was one of the many people that we cast, and he was the one. From the first time that he came to the casting, we were so sure that he's the guy. He's so talented, and he helped us so much through the process with the kid.
Yeah, I think that chemistry with the lead actress was probably very important for a girl, for a young actress like that.
Of course.
Yeah, and what do you think? What do you guys? And I know it's everyone can answer in different ways. You don't have to all agree. But what interests you in your career as you evolve, as you move on? Like what are some of the themes or the type of characters, or the types of stories that you gravitate towards?
Who wants to go first?
Go on. Dimitra?
I really don't have a good answer for this because I love stories. I don't really have a, like, I know Manny and Nikos have found their personal style and what they want to say in their movies, but I'm pretty much whatever comes along. If I make a connection with that story, with that idea, but yeah, pretty much I love the characters. Like everything I write is character driven, not plot driven. That's what I know so far.
Okay, Nikos and Manny, let's talk. What are your guys' interests?
Nico, you go first.
Okay. I don't know if I have find my style yet, but the films I like the most is about simple people coming from a difficult background or who are in a difficult situation, and they dream something better for them, and they fight for it. I like follow them till their success or failure.
Yeah.
I love
their journey,
filming them losing something or winning something else. You know.
Yeah. No, I totally I get that. You know, coming from Romania to the U.S., I certainly get that starting with, you know, people you know, from various backgrounds to watch their journey. And Manny, what are you interested in your career?
Well, I personally think I am a filmmaker because I always wanted to make movies to tell stories about common people. I love those dramas. I love those movies that's about common people around us that have a backup story that's pretty interesting, or you can make it interesting through your motion pictures. And I personally like films that talk about loneliness and feelings and all this kind of stuff. For example, my personal favorite movie is Hair by Spike Jonze, and this is the cinema I'm pretty sure I wanna go. And of course, I'm pretty inspired by so many women around the world doing their stuff, like Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I mean, her work, it's so inspirational for me. And I think that's the path I'm going to follow.
Yeah. I'm kind of going back to just because it's all three of you, I like to listen to you talk, so I'm kind of going back a little bit. But one of the things that your film touches on, and I've seen other films from Southeastern Europe start to touch on that more, is the broken family, the separated family idea. Like the mother is separated from, like, we don't know where the little daughter's father is. So, and I've seen that in other films as well. And I remember growing up in Romania, there wasn't family separating wasn't such a big deal. People were just, you know, trying to stay within a marriage. So, you know, kind of grilling it out to the end. But do you feel like that's changing? That there's becoming, is that a social phenomenon, social change, that more families are getting separated in our corner of the world as well, in our neck of the woods?
Definitely. And more, and I think that's a pretty good thing, actually. I know there are many opinions around this, but I think it's very good that people are realizing that, you know, it doesn't have to be forever. If you see, that's why I think it's pretty normalized in our movie as well. There is no conversation about exactly where's the dad, who is the dad. Well, we don't care about that. We care about what's going on. And yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's great, actually.
I think what Dimitra is what Dimitra means is that when a couple wants to split up for the good of the kids or for themselves, it's totally normal to do it. And I think in Greece today, a lot of couples are taking divorces and the families are split. I mean, it's common here, and it's not so criticized.
Mm-hmm.
But it was for so long.
Yeah.
So it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I remember. So what would be what's next for you guys? I know some of what do you what's the next thing? I know you're probably still in school, but what do you think?
Nikos?
Now we're working in different projects. I'm in a pre-production of a new short film that I'm gonna direct, which is called The Beast Walks Like a Man. And we're gonna shoot it in this summer in an extraordinary location in northwest Greece. This is what I'm doing now, and I hope until the end of the year I will take my degree in my school too.
Great. Many?
I'm currently working on a new project separately from Nikos, unfortunately, as well. We're planning to make a film which includes 3 stories in it. It's a short film, written by Dήμητρα Καψάλα and Anna Maria Lagorzi once again, because this is my dream team now. And we're still working on the script and the pre-production, but we are planning to shoot next year, I hope. It's a pretty big project for us, and we are working really hard right now because of the situation of the pandemic here. We can't move things around, so we're still discussing on it. But I'm pretty excited, and I'm pretty sure we are going to have a great time again. And I hope we will see our future film in your festival next year.
Yeah. We hope so too. We definitely want to have you guys back. And Dήμητρα, I mean, many kind of spoke for you, but if you want to,
my future plans. Well, I'm actually doing more, so it's okay. I'm currently working on getting my master's degree on screenwriting. I'm writing for my thesis film. I'm writing an interactive film. I'm working on a TV show proposal. I'm working on Μένης project. There's a lot going on. And hopefully we'll see you with all of those someday.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're all busy. You're not waiting around for the pandemic to be over, because you know, who knows what's gonna happen. But thank you so much, Meni, Nikos, Dήμητρα. You guys were awesome. Just having all 3 of you, and just this, you know, I'm glad you're collaborating, and you're usually. You know, filmmakers like to, you have a writer, filmmaker, and director. He does everything, or he or she does everything. But it's so good for you guys to already start collaborating. So, I mean, I'm in awe of you. I loved your movie, and I think it's got such a strong message. And it still feels like, even though it's universal theme, yet it still feels like it's local from that area, from you know, your neck of the woods, or our neck of the woods. And I just commend you on this short film, and you guys are lovely. Thank you so much for the interview, and can't wait to see your movie in the festival lineup. Small Talk with the Bad Man.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for everything.
This has been so great.
For your good words about our movie, and we want to take this opportunity and thank our crew too, because every single one who worked for this film, except 3 of us, was amazing and helped us so much through the process.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.